I forgot what actually sparked me to talk about that whole thing that I just talked about for a half hour. So there were two things I saw on Twitter. If you want to watch my other video, I was talking about pretty much secularism, comparative religion, being tolerant of others who are different while being able to disagree with them and so forth. So I wanted to talk about, the secularists and so forth, atheists, and the interesting thing about them is, though, like we were talking about before, they want to take over. I mean, the communist ideology. It's one thing when you have these ethical, quote unquote humanists, whatever. Their ethics really come from us. They really come from our Torah, and they were spread by Christianity to the world. But maybe they have less ethics, but the basic ideas of human rights did not exist, before Torah, other than within Torah, within what God gave us in Torah, the natural Torah that was given before that, the laws of Noah, whatever you want to call it. But I saw two things on Twitter that struck me as interesting. One was that there was a tweet from New York City, Department of Transportation, whatever, that there's no alternate side of the street parking today because it's All Saints Day. And so a Jewish guy said, this is the secular equivalent to finding out that some minor Rebbe's yard side that you never heard of, but you get to, you don't have to say Tachanun. Okay. And the only thing is, first of all Saints Day is not secular. I mean, the parking issue is secular, and it's not minor for the Catholics. It's a pretty major day for them. So, all right, it's a holy day of obligation in their church. So fine. The next thing that what was I talking about with another tweet? It was an Indian woman. Interesting. She dresses a traditional Indian dress with a dot on her head and a sari and everything, and she is an atheist. But also it's one thing to be an atheist. There's actually an atheist tradition in Hinduism, believe it or not. This religion with all these many gods actually has an ancient tradition to say that none of these gods exist, and it's all a parable for some, deeper sublime idea. And just the same, there's probably the original view and the most ancient Hindu texts say that there's really only one God. And just that they say the wise call them by many names, but it's really only one. But the thing is, there are many different types of Hindus and many different types of ideas with that. It's not, Hinduism isn't actually a religion as much as it's a family of religions. I got another call coming in. Can we answer the call while recording? Anyway, I don't know if I can even answer the call. Anyway, this woman, she was like talking about the Amish. She's like, "Oh, stupid religion. These people, they don't have phones. They don't have electricity, and they don't have this. They don't have that. Stupid religion." I'm like, what? Like, or maybe these people don't need all that stuff, and maybe they're fine without it, and they're not hurting you, and they're not. Why do you have to insult them? Especially on a place where they're not going to see it. Stupid religion. I mean, come on. It's not how we act in society. First of all, she sounds like a 3-year-old. this is a grown woman. She looks like she's like in her 50s maybe, and she's talking like a 3-year-old. And like, so a lot of people, commenting, and I put my comments too. I put in my 2 cents there on Twitter too about this lady. I can't pronounce her name. I'm sorry, but it's just I don't remember her name. Maybe I could pronounce it if I was reading it. And that's why these people need guidance too. But it's something that I was talking about often, is that people naturally gravitate toward the regular trappings of religion. People like that. People have an innate desire for that, to the point where all the movements that really started as anti-religious movements became religions. And I think the same thing, I mean, to a certain extent, communism is a religion. Environmentalism is a religion. But even just the plain atheists are going to turn into a religion, or are turning into a religion. You have these groups, the ethical humanists. I don't think they're going to really be successful, but it's better than nothing. But that they get together on a Sunday morning and maybe sing some songs about how good it is to be good, and to listen to a sermon and have some fellowship with like-minded people. And that's pretty much how it goes. And it's interesting, that people are attracted to that natural religion. The same thing. The Buddhists started really as an anti-religion. Now they're pretty much a religion. The Sikhs started as an anti-religion. Now they're totally religious, and all the things that were supposed to be their anti-religion became part of their religion. Meaning, they're like, we don't eat halal meat or kosher meat for that matter, but then they have their whatever chutab or meat, I don't remember what it's called, kutar meat that's killed in the way they kill it. It's and it's, I don't have a problem with that, but I'm just fascinated by, someone once told me, he said he's Sikh but not religious. I was like, you're probably more similar to how the Guru Nanak lived than, because it was the later gurus that added the 5Ks and everything, and so you're gonna have the same thing. It's somewhat similar. We look at the Hasidic communities, even to a certain extent, where the Satmar Rebbe is somewhat quote unquote anti-Hasidus. He didn't believe that people should have the level of devotion to a Rebbe that most Hasidim do. He opposed that ideology, and yet today Satmar is a Hasidus. You call yourself a Satmar Chosid. And whereas you still have some of the old-fashioned, someone like Rabbi Yitzchak Lebovich, the Rav from Woodridge, who he said, what's a Satmar? Satmar is the name of the town where my Rosh Hashiva served as Rav. It's not a movement. He said, a younger man comes to me. He's like, I'm tired of just being a plain Satmar. Ich will sein a Breslov, ich will sein a Lubavitcher. And he said, just be a regular Jew, and you can also learn the Breslover Sfarim. You can also learn the Lubavitcher Sfarim. But you don't need a title. You don't need a label. Just be a Jew. Just be a plain, normal, regular Jew. Now, the thing the modern Orthodox say, just be a plain, regular, normal Jew. Why you have to be a Satmar Chassid? But the thing is, if you understand, there's not that much difference ideologically, other than Zionism. I'm not talking about practically how they observe, but ideologically, the Satmar have much more in common with the modern Orthodox than than the Litvisher have. You know, oh, I hope there's a mikveh today. At least it's open. It looks like it's going to be a cold mikveh on a cold day. You got to do what you got to do. So I drove this far already. I'm not going back. So thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. We'll see you all later. Take care. It's not only it's a cold mikveh, but it's probably going to be gross also. They didn't run the filter or anything. You gotta do it. I'm not going to go all the way to Gibbers. It's too late. They're going to kick me out if I go down there. Well, we'll see you later. Take care.